Hey everyone, this is going to be my last video for a little while.
This is one of the most successful outdoor creators on YouTube, and he recently just left, amassing over 13 million subscribers and millions of views. And his videos felt like they were straight out of 2010. In the recent light of Luke from the Outdoor Boys leaving his channel, taking a step back, and overall taking a break, I wanted to talk about why the grungy, not so professional style of his videos truly made what made his videos amazing. It wasn't high production, it wasn't really insane, it was quite literally just a GoPro Hero 7 and maybe even upgrading to a GoPro Hero 12 or 13 and made incredible videos. He films with a shaky camera, he uses stock YouTube music, and he just is himself throughout an entire video. And this allows for the videos to get so many views. I think he's intentionally, even if it wasn't in the beginning, but now intentionally filming his videos and not upping the quality because then it would lose that magic. A lot of the times when creators start filming videos, they start out in the beginning. Smaller camera, smaller budget, and overall are just doing it as a hobby. And eventually, once that hobby becomes bigger, you start making a little more money and you start actually, making this a business. A lot of people go, okay, it's time to upgrade the gear, my video gear, maybe a camera, a microphone, maybe some better lights while I'm filming, maybe better hard drives, kind of all that stuff. But Luke was doing this for fun and he liked doing this. And it was something he was already doing with his family. And that's a key takeaway. He was always putting family first above YouTube. It wasn't always about the videos or how they were performing or how they were doing. Luke had a regular job before he was doing any of this. He was literally a lawyer. He was already making good money.
Hello, I'm Luke Nichols. I'm a traffic attorney here in Northern Virginia, and each year I defend hundreds of drivers accused of DUIs, reckless driving, and other traffic issues. If you've been accused of a traffic offense, big or small, call my office and I'll be happy to talk to you about your case over the phone or in person.
So money quite literally didn't matter to him, and it seems like it still doesn't matter. And that can be shown through his content, going on adventures that are very dangerous, yet filmed with GoPros and filmed with regular microphones, maybe even the internal microphones, and editing videos off hard drives that are very slow. Editing off lacy hard drives that have, I think, 120 megabytes per second. He's not even working off SSDs. Really what I want to get down in this video is just the many reasons why Luke from the Outdoor Boys filmed videos purposely bad in order to gain more traction than if he didn't. Low production value gives this benefit of being able to film things with low effort with the potential for them to feel more real. A lot of the times when people watch a nature documentary, it can feel kind of boring because we know there is an entire film crew on set. Multiple cameras, multiple microphones, there's many bodies in this set. And so it naturally doesn't feel real like the people are out actually exploring the wilderness. Even when channels like BuzzFeed try to mimic this kind of style in a lower budget fashion, it doesn't always work well. There's multiple camera setups, people are trying to be funny on purpose. It always feels like a video. It doesn't feel like we're watching someone travel and spend the night in the woods because it feels forced. There's so many things that feel forced, and you can tell that the people in front of the camera are awkward and they're trying to make the most of it because they realize they are in a boring scenario. How can we make it interesting?
Welcome to paradise.
We're gonna die.
And Luke from the Outdoor Boys said, I'm in a boring scenario and that's it. I'm just going to do what I do.
Luke here with the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel, and it is a beautiful cold fall day here in Alaska. I'm building bushcraft shelters, watching the northern lights, cooking amazing food, and having a great time.
And that human connection, that ability to feel like you're watching something you shouldn't, is something that a lot of people crave for, especially now with new media. Everything is turned up to the max, everything is focused on retention, and everything is focused on how can I optimize this video, instead of just saying, how can I tell a story? The character that Luke from the Outdoor plays is amazing because it's not a character, he's just himself. He's a dad, a person who loves traveling, and overall just likes documenting it in the process. Going to great lengths and going to great adventures always takes time, but the fact that he was away from his kids for some of that also made the viewer understand what the risks he was taking if they weren't just traveling risks. I'm being away from my kids, man, I miss my kids, bringing his kids into videos and doing things like that, incorporating family time that didn't feel like a family vlog channel. It wasn't this whole thing where I gotta get my kids in the video or in the thumbnail. The kids weren't an accessory or a main character, they were just simply in the video. It was simply just people watching a family hike and be in the woods. There was no clickbait, there was no awkwardness, and there was no actual scripting involved. It was purely just family fun documented. And that goes multiple miles for a lot of people because some people, didn't grow up with a dad, didn't grow up with a family who went hiking, and being able to live vicariously through his videos, the practicalness that they're filmed bad on purpose makes it feel like people can really relate to what's going on. They can feel like they're in this video themselves. They can actually, acclimate themselves in a activity or routine that they necessarily weren't in before. But now watching these videos, because of how naturally they're filmed, it doesn't feel like you're watching a nature documentary. It almost feels like you're being able to hike and go in the wilderness with your dad, even if you never have. With the Moment of the Outdoor Boys, the video quality always felt like a backseat driver, and Luke and his kids in the forefront made it all the more impactful than it already was. Filming with a GoPro and really maybe a tripod and some camping lights.
All right, sun's starting to set, so I'm pulling out my lights for filming. I really like these bicycle lights. This is what I use for my flood lighting when I'm filming at night. And when I'm winter camping, I'm always filming at night.
The setup is very minimal. The setup is not going to look good when it gets dark. The setup is going to look probably the best in daytime, but you're really only going to get one or two angles. Luke holding the camera or Luke setting it up somewhere. But that realness, that authenticity, that feeling of realism finally on YouTube is pretty much what gained him so much traction. I mean, there's really no wilderness or exploration channel that has this many subscribers that films with this minimal of a setup. There's so many other wilderness explorer YouTube channels that are great, and they're great in their own way, but they're filmed so professionally. Cameras are amazing, the people in it actually know how to entertain people, and the actual stories are good. They feel made. They're baked into a gotta go to Walmart to get some supplies because I'm going to the wilderness, instead of I'm with my backpack, going out into the Arctic, let's see what I can find. The problem with other outdoor channels is you can already guess that the person filming knows exactly what is going to happen throughout the video. And we can tell with the Outdoor Boys, Luke doesn't know at all what's going to go on.
It's slick, it's getting dark. It's really easy for me to take a bad fall here. Oh, look at that. There's a cabin. Oh, how do I get down there? I've never been so glad to see shelter.
He doesn't know who he's going to meet. He doesn't know the people he might meet on traveling.
Well, looks like we're gonna have some company. We got, looks like 3 hikers and some dogs. Oh.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going all right.
Are you allergic to dogs?
I'm not allergic. I was filming a video to put it on my YouTube channel, so if that doesn't bother you, I will complain about the dogs. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
I'll try not to be weird about it.
Okay.
He doesn't even know the animals he might encounter. And that, as a viewer, you understand that as you're watching this video, you are truly living what it would be like if you went out camping that day, if you went out exploring that day. Because just as much as the very expensive travel vloggers know what they're doing when they're filming, Luke knows practically nothing. And that realism and authenticity can actually be shown in his reactions. He's not overhyped when he hears an animal in the woods. He's not overhyped when he gets a good meal. He just acts like a regular person filming.
Nothing fancy, just a thick chicken noodle soup. Oh yeah. Oh, that's actually pretty soft. Oh, I think I nailed that. Oh, that's so good.
The videos that he posts are also sporadic, but yet kept to a schedule at the same time. He's not posting every single week, going on an adventure, trying to milk as many places as he can go. He understands that he has a family and has to also be with his kids and his wife, and also enjoy life that isn't just YouTube. So going out once or twice a month is something that he has fun doing, but then he gets to document it and make a video about it. And the videos gain so many views. Luke from the Outdoor Boys is easily making tens of thousands of dollars a month, but you cannot tell that he is because he doesn't live that kind of lifestyle. He lives the lifestyle of someone who likes to go out and hike, someone who likes to be with his kids, and documenting it is just one of the steps in the process. It's not the forefront of the process, making everything look cool. It's merely just an accessory, and Luke is also an accessory. The point I'm trying to get at is there is no main focal point to any of these videos. Every single piece is an accessory. And as everything comes together as an accessory, the entire video becomes the one sole focus that everyone wanted to watch. It's not, oh, well, there's characteristics of a cool video, or oh, the person there is really entertaining, or oh, the guests that he'd bring on are really entertaining. No, anyone could have done what Luke from the Outdoor Boys did, but no one did it because they didn't see the vision behind it. They saw, well, if I film like a boring video, no one's gonna wanna watch it. How is being yourself and just being who you wanna be and merely doing everything as a documentation process instead of trying to be an entertaining process boring? A lot of people don't wanna watch entertaining content all the time. Boring content is amazing because it's a break from the extra hyper, retention videos that everyone is used to seeing. Luke from the Outdoor Boys could do Mr. Beast style content when he's hiking, and I think it would get half the views. It's just not him. The narrative through chaos mentality that Luke follows is that anything can happen in a video. So why cut it down for retention when anything could physically happen? The videos you'll notice are very long on the channel, and that might be a lot to look at. You might not want to watch a 3-hour video or let alone a 1-hour video, but this allows for people to watch in different settings. You can watch an Outdoor Boys video at your computer, you can watch it on your TV, you can watch it on your phone before you're going to bed. The Outdoor Boys have created this content system where it can be watched anywhere and enjoyed in different formats. Watching it on a computer screen while you're getting some work done could be a little bit more productive for people with ADHD. Watching it on your TV while laying in bed before going to bed can kind of be a daily wind down routine. Watching it on your phone kind of off to the side, not really looking, but just listening can act as a podcast element to relax you as you go to sleep. The content that has been made is not at all something that you can just watch one way. There's infinite possibilities of how you can watch the Outdoor Boys content that doesn't feel like you're getting the same experience. You're going to get a different experience the different ways that you watch it. And a lot of the times, content is pretty much universal. There's only one way you can watch it: on your phone, on your computer, or on your TV, and you're likely going to get a similar experience. Like if you watch a Mr. Beast video, maybe the only difference is watching it on your phone versus your computer, the video might be more higher quality. But for an Outdoor Boys video, you're actually going to get a different feeling and a different actual watching experience depending on which device you watch on. And that's intentional. The realism, the avant-gardeness of it, the fact that it's avant-garde, meaning he's filming boring and he's filming in a bad way, is mind-blowing to me because so many people love it because it's bad. Bad content can be good because boring doesn't have to be bad. Boring can be really good. It also puts people in the mindset that they can do what Luke is doing. You can make these kinds of videos. Look at the minimal setup that I have. I'm just filming with a GoPro and a couple of camping lights, not even video lights. You can go out with a GoPro and do the same thing. You're obviously not going to be able to fully replicate it because Luke is his own person and his personality is unique to him, but it adds this element of just anyone can do anything, and you don't need fancy cameras or fancy lenses to make something incredible. And I think a lot of people get into that debate of, you don't need good gear to make good content. And they're filming with a camera like I'm filming right now with a, $5,000-$6,000 cinema camera. And I'm talking about how like, oh, you don't need fancy gear to blow up. I get that. It can be discouraging, but this is a channel that did it. There's many channels that also do it. And this is probably one of the biggest examples that gear doesn't matter. Story matters. Personality matters. How you carry yourself in your videos matter. And also how you edit your videos matter, which we'll get into in a second. I think the ability to make something with low budget and low effort invites more creators to actually create, and not create for other people, but create for themselves. There's so many videos out there that are so precise with everything: retention, quality, coloring, sound effects, music, punctuation. No one just sits and talks and flows and makes a video about something they want to talk about. They always feel like it has to be some calculated mess in order to get views. But how is Luke doing it if it's so complicated? Is it maybe because he's understood that at the end of the day, we're all humans. We're all just people. We all crave the same thing: realism. And as media starts to push forward and get so retention heavy, people start to push backwards. It's kind of like when everyone was wearing skinny jeans and they got so skinny that everyone went back to baggy jeans, and they got so baggy that we're now kind of in a slim straight, which is actually the era that I'm in. Slim, straight, okay, I'm definitely not putting that in. And the low barrier that the content brings allows for what, like I said, passive viewers. Viewers that don't have to actually watch the entire video looking at the screen. You can have it in a separate window. Hell, you can have it in a minimized tab and just hearing him talk. And the sensory will be enough because the video budget is so low, you will automatically be able to tell what's going on. If he's in the snow, you can hear the footsteps of snow crunching. You can hear the wind gusting from the nighttime. You can hear coyotes outside and he's scared and worried. The ability to create something that is both sensory pleasing for the ears and eyes is really difficult to do. The ability to make a video that can be watched, but also just listened to is an incredible achievement, and he's doing it in a low effort way. There's this algorithmic accident that happened with Luke from the Outdoor Boys, and it fulfilled into a strategy. It had to have started out with Luke just filming, going on hiking trips, going in the woods, filming with a GoPro Hero 7, which you can get for pretty affordable now, and even the GoPro Hero 13 you can get for affordable prices now. Going out into the woods, filming what he liked to do, editing it, posting it, and keeping that consistent. Going out, filming, editing, posting. And eventually, as it started to get traction, instead of doubling down and trying to make the content better, just made the same content. Maybe did more cool things with budget he has, traveling to places farther away, and put budget towards better storytelling instead of budget towards better equipment and better gear. It's an interesting concept that not a lot of people like because you should always upgrade your gear, and he did from a GoPro 7 to a GoPro 13. Yeah, that's an upgrade. Not really a big upgrade, but maybe longer battery life, maybe a little bit of better video, better audio capabilities, sure, but the camera's the same. The feeling didn't change. If he went from filming with the GoPro Hero 7 to a Sony a7S III or a Sony FX30, I don't think people will watch the videos as much. They would be like, whoa, quality shift, is Luke kind of becoming professional now? And they'd stray away. So I think there's this layer that the Outdoor Boys had to have had where they were making videos, they found out what worked, and instead of going, I should change that, they truly followed, if it broke, don't fix it. They just made more, and made more with the story. Traveling to different countries, staying there for longer, bringing their kids and their wife around to actually make it feel like a family trip. There was so much realism in the videos. Why change the entire structure if all you needed to do was just put money towards traveling to new places? There's this symbolic trust that we have in our brains when watching these kinds of videos, especially from father figures, kind of coined as the dad trust, where you trust your dad, I trust my dad. If you're talking to someone's dad and they're giving you information about something, you kind of have this feeling to trust them because they've been around the earth a lot, they know a lot more than you, and they're just kind of talking. For the most part, talking to that older gentleman, that grandpa, that dad, they know a few things, and you're going to trust them on those things, giving you advice, talking about different gear for camping. You're going to trust them over the 18-year-old salesman out of Dick's Sporting Goods, because the Dick's Sporting Good guy just kind of wants you to buy the tent and leave. Your dad or your grandpa wants you to have a good time and be safe doing it. If the Outdoor Boys father perspective videos were overproduced, the content felt super not natural, you would try to think that he's selling you something. Maybe a course on how to be a better outdoorsman, or, exclusive content that you can pay for that is higher quality. But no, just compound interest of really great people making really great content over time. That's all the trust was, which is pretty miraculous that that's all it took to go viral. Mega viral. Sitting at what now would be 15 million subscribers and millions of views. And probably for his lifetime, even though he left, millions and millions of views to follow for the months to come. There's this interesting contrast that Luke from the Outdoor Boys has with higher end, outdoorsman travel channels, and that they're both cinematic in their own way versus low and high budget, and even the content is entirely different, no matter the filming strategy. You have people like Meat Eater who are, super cinematic, outdoorsman content, a little bit of humor, more personality. You have people like Yes Theory when they go traveling. They're super cinematic, super like Netflix documentary-esque, and they all still perform well, but the effort that takes to put one of those videos out is insane. It's 10 to 50x more work to put out a Yes Theory or Meat Eater video, and they perform the same as the Outdoor Boys. Really weird, right? Not really. It's actually such a simple thing to think about as we've talked throughout this entire video. The simpler your content, but the more feeling that you can bring allows people to be more inviteful for the content. You want to watch something that is inviting. You feel like you can't really watch a video from Meat Eater or any survival people because they're kind of talking like they know a lot. You're kind of feeling like, oh, I can't keep up. I would have to understand hunting from a really good perspective, or I'd have to understand culture from a really difficult perspective. Luke from the Outdoor Boys, going outside, going in the woods, walking in snow, making a fire, making food, eating food, packing up, going home. Everyone can relate to one of those subsections in some way. Traveling to Nepal to see a completely different culture, cool. Not really many people can relate. You're gonna watch a lot of those videos to live vicariously through someone for one time. Oh, this person made a video traveling to this country. I'm going to watch that video once, learn about that country. That's a cool video. Great. Luke from the Outdoor Boys, you're likely gonna be able to watch the content again and again and again and again for a couple of reasons. One, the raw reel of the content allows for more watches to find more things that you didn't think you saw in the first watch. Maybe you missed something because you were watching on your phone going to sleep. Maybe on your TV, you're watching it but scrolling on your phone and missed a whole section. Because that passive watching allows you to kind of watch but not watch, which allows you to watch again and give Outdoor Boys more views and you better entertainment. So the easeability of the content is also important because you can watch it with having zero knowledge of what it means to travel outdoors and travel in the wilderness. You can pretty much just watch it as someone who's always wanted to camp but never did. And that goes for a lot of things. In life, we maybe don't want to watch something that feels like we're being educated. What I want this video to be for people is a call to say, you can make content. You can do the content you want to do. Nothing is stopping you. The camera you have is just as good. The microphones you have is just as good. And what YouTuber have you met that started with everything? None of them. Everyone started from the bottom, with the bottom gear, the bottom storytelling ideas, the bottom everything. But you also have a choice to make. Once you start leveling up in certain aspects, subscribers, views, money even, what upgrade do you want to make? And why do you want to make that upgrade? Why do you want to upgrade your gear? Why don't you want to upgrade your storytelling ability? Why do you want to upgrade the production value? Why not upgrade the consistency? Why do you want to upgrade your personality? What's wrong with being you? There are so many things that Luke from the Outdoor Boys followed that not many people did because they wanted to upgrade tangible things instead of things they could upgrade themselves. And that shows for a lot of his content. Still the same Luke, still the same gear. The only thing he upgraded was maybe buying tickets to go different places. And if that, he probably would have done that with money he had from his lawyer salary. I don't know. He probably didn't, it's not like he is flying first class to all these trips. Sometimes he's even just driving. So next time you reach a milestone in your career, instead of looking at it from a perspective of, now I can buy this camera, or now I can buy this lens, think about it like, now I can post more videos. Now I can do better videos. And better doesn't come in the sense of technological advances, it comes from yourself. It comes from what you can change as a person. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure to subscribe, like, comment. It helps the channel a lot. I'll see you guys in the next one. I've been LDK, and I'm out of here.